I've been wanting to make this video for a pretty long time now, and for many reasons, but the most important reason why I'm making this will be revealed at the end. So please stick around, and I think you'll be glad that you did. Thank you. When the spirit leaves the body according to Japanese tradition, it becomes what's known as a yurei if the death involved was sudden, violent, or tragic, much in the way we think of it in the West. To become a yurei, you usually haunt a location, or perhaps even an object. Rarely, you can even haunt people. Usually it's the scene where the tragic death took place. What happens when such a death, such a tragedy befalls not just a person, but maybe even an entire city, like what happened here? This is Hiroshima. Now, I don't need to give you a history lesson on what happened here about 9 o'clock in the morning, some 70 years ago as of the making of this video. Behind me is the eternal flame, which sums it up all pretty nicely. In a moment, in an instant, just like that, thousands of lives were wiped out, tragically and unexpectedly, not on a military base, but in a city. A lot of people believe that those lives are still around. The most commonly claimed occurrence that happens, even to the point where it's been recorded, has been screams heard between the hours of sunrise and about 9:15 in the morning. Many people dismiss this as just the sounds of a city, yet if you really focus in on some of these screams and cries and moans, it doesn't fit what you would record in many other cities. As with all tragedies, the aftermath was worse than the event. Tens of thousands of people died later on, slowly, painfully, over the next few days, few weeks, and even a few months. Stories like little Sadako's happened. People got sick, radiation poisoning, black rain fell from the sky. All manner of hell followed with it. An example of this can be found here at the Hiroshima Peace Park Museum. There's a cutaway of a wall stained by the black rain that fell from the sky after the bomb hit. Also, it's the very famous building cutout where a man who was sitting near ground zero as the explosion happened literally got vaporized and his shadow stained in the building where he was behind. This becomes important because the second most common claim is that the spirits of these yuri and these dead still live in the city in the shadows cast all around it. Some has even said that shadows around this area tend to move, even when the things that are casting the shadows are not. When most people hear the name Hiroshima, what they picture is that day, the wasteland of death and devastation left over. But the fact is, that was Hiroshima then. Today, it's important to remember that these reports are coming from people who live here now. And that's the important thing. That's the real reason I wanted to make this video. Not to dwell on what Hiroshima was, but to show you what Hiroshima is like today. Today, Hiroshima is a bustling city, a jewel of a metropolis, where shipping has reopened, industry and commerce and laughter and love fill the town once again. In fact, it fills it to a point that it has never even seen before. Michael Crichton once famously wrote, "Life finds a way." Nowhere I have ever been exemplifies that more than this town. What you get with Hiroshima is a good-sized city, approximately 2 million people, with a low cost of living relative to Japan especially, full of art, museums, shops, shopping, finance. You have plenty of access to both the natural side of Japan, because you have mountains on one side of you and you have the oceans on the other side. If I have one criticism of this city, and it's a constructive criticism, it's this. This city needs a little bit more professional arts and entertainment in it. I'm one of those people that believes very strongly that magic is synonymous with life. The word is the same. This city is full of life, and it brought that life out of the darkness. This city is full of magic, and it needs more people to help it. The real impetus behind my making this video was to show you Hiroshima, show you what it is that you could be in for. I know a lot of people that watch my videos, they are either moving to Japan, have moved to Japan, or considering moving to Japan. What I want you to do, especially if you are an artist, particularly a performance artist, is give a consideration to Hiroshima if you haven't before. This town could use you, and you, I know, would get a lot out of this town. Keep it on your radar screen. Ask me any questions you might have. I'd be happy to help in any way possible, because I really believe in this city. That's why I'm happy to call it my home as well. Thank you very much for your time and your consideration.